Good evening, and it's time now for the latest banter from Brexit. Donald Tusk was trending today for saying the EU Parliament cannot ignore the 6 million people that signed the petition to remain in the EU. Yes, it's not, woo! Unexpected pleasant heckle. He previously went viral for saying he wondered what the special place in hell looked like for those who promoted Brexit without a plan. Dante said that politicians belonged in a lake of boiling tar. I can't help but think that it might be something more realistic, perhaps like buying a holiday home and finding out it's in Magaluf. Having to send your kids to the second best private school, or worse, working in the finance department of the DWP, giving away free money to the most vulnerable in society so that they don't die off. Britain's exit from the EU was quickly dubbed Brexit, a good indication that the people planning it had given it about as much thought as a toddler naming a cat. It was also a surefire sign that it was high time Scotland scucked off. The March for the People's Vote drew a crowd of up to 1 million, while Nigel Farage's March to Leave had an estimated 75. Shame they didn't let the DUP organise it. They love a good walk. That was an easy joke. There's been a lot of unfair things said about the DUP and Arlene Foster recently, and I think we all know that after accepting a €4 billion bribe and not voting with the Prime Minister, that is not a tin whistle she's playing, it's a brass neck. Uri Geller has reached out to Theresa May and offered to stop Brexit with his mind. I think it's worth a shot. I didn't even need to write that, that's actual fact. I think it's worth a shot. If he convinced enough of us Michael Jackson was innocent, he might be able to convince Jacob Rees-Mogg that we've left the Union. Meanwhile, Nicola Sturgeon is rumoured to be in talks with Derren Brown, although whether that is to sway the nation on IndieRef 2 or Alex Salmond remains unknown. The organisation PETA have revealed that they are happy for once that the news that Parma ham will be protected under the withdrawal agreement, because we all know what Tories do to pork. YouGov revealed that 64% of the over 65 voted to leave the EU. Many of them saying they wanted things to be back to how they used to be, presumably before the advent of 18 to 30s holidays and stag and hen do's that span weekends. A summer with no freedom of movement is set to see pensioners swimming through willy straws and crawling through vomit all the way back to the polling station to get back in the Union. And finally, Theresa May has received unlikely support from Paloma Faith, who said that ridicule of her dancing was an example of how more harshly women were treated. A contradictory statement given that the Prime Minister, who lowered the already low corporation tax, formed a coalition with the DUP, donated £250,000 worth of tampon tax to an anti-abortion charity, cost women £79 billion on welfare cuts, plans to scrap human rights and prize Britain out of the loving arms of the EU, will forever be immortalised as a dancing queen. That's all from me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. I've been Andy Parsons. Good night.